What's up, guys? We're here today with another Pokemon Sun and Moon live Wi-Fi battle, and as you can see, we're using our RU team from the last battle. If you haven't seen that battle, go ahead and check it out, but we are using the Espeon, Sharpedo, Shaman, Donphan, Snorlax, and Rabombi. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our second battle with this match. Like I said, if you haven't seen the other battle, go ahead and check it out. We're going to go ahead and hit battle begin. I'm going to get my camera ready. Go ahead and see what my opponent is bringing. So you see the Piloswine. I can't remember if it's Piloswine or Piloswine. I always mispronounce it. Umbreon, Mantine, Gardevoir, Virizion, and Tyrantrum. So this is definitely a interesting battle ahead of us. I don't really have anything for that Mantine. Sadly. Umbreon, not too much of an issue. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture before I forget and jump into this match. I'm trying to see what our win con for this battle would be. So I do have the Poison Jab for Virizion and Gardevoir on my Sharpedo, so I really don't want to just waste it so quick. But I think I'm actually just going to lead with... my Shaman. Kind of have a little bit of something for everybody. I can pop my Z move off on that Mantine if I have to. So I kind of want to save it for Tyrantrum. I don't know that it would kill, but max special attack Shaman. Go ahead and lead off with little Shaman. My opponent leads off with this. So that's what I was kind of afraid of. I think here... can't go out to Donphan because this thing is an ice type. I'm just going to go out to Snorlax, predicting an ice type move or for my opponent to go for rocks, which is perfectly fine by me. Looking at my opponent's team, I mean, Virizion does some damage, and I'm kind of afraid of it, unless it's a special Virizion. I've been seeing that a lot more lately than usual. I don't know about others. But I do pack the Fire Punch on it. Kinda wish I had Earthquake or High Horsepower on it though for that Tyrantrum. We're gonna go ahead and switch out to Snorlax. My opponent does make a switch into Umbreon. I don't know how I particularly feel about this. My opponent could go for Toxic. I'm going to predict it and go out to Espeon. It could be a bad prediction if my opponent goes for Foul Play or something. My opponent does go for Foul Play. Probably expecting me to go for a Curse. I'm just going to use what little bit of life I have left in this thing to go for a Dazzling Gleam. Get some good damage off on this. Goes for another Foul Play, okay. We see the leftovers. So I think here I'm actually in a pretty good position to just go out to my Shaman and pop my Z move. If we can get rid of Umbreon, that would be great. Goes for Protect. Okay, so you're not going to completely block this. And I do have a Dazzling Gleam in the back to hit you with. It's So kind of a wasted Z move, but not really, because we're going to get a little bit of damage off. Not much though. But like I said, we do pack that Dazzling Gleam. We're gonna go with that. If my opponent switches out to Tyrantrum, that would be amazing. My opponent stays in. Dazzling Gleam does a good amount of damage. We see the Wish though. I'm going to take this opportunity to go out to... Actually, I'm just going to set up a sub. If my opponent switches, then we'll get our sub up. If my opponent protects, we'll be in pretty good shape. My opponent does just go for the protect. Okay, so I'm going to get my sub up, and then we'll be behind that. And then here, I kind of want to go for a Seed Flare. Just because it's stab and I can do a little bit of more damage. We'll see how the damage compares to a Dazzling Gleam. Doesn't do too much more, but we get the special defense drop, so... My opponent's kind of in a position where I don't think they're going to want to stay in. I could be completely wrong though. And that was enough to pop my sub. I'm just going to go for another Seed Flare. Goes for a foul play, okay. So if we can get rocks up, we'll be in really good shape. I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Kind of playing risky, but I still have my win cons in the back. Sharpedo does a huge chunk of damage to everything. My opponent actually stays in. Okay, so we can mark Umbreon off. I don't know if my opponent's just going to want to go for Ice Shard here. I'm just going to go for a Seed Flare. My opponent does stay in. And it just barely misses taking out my opponent. But we're getting some good damage off. I honestly think I'm pretty safe just to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. I want to save some Seed Flares in the back. Does go for Ice Shard. That's not enough to take me out, and Dazzling Gleam's gonna finish off my opponent. So Umbreon is gone, and Pillow-Swine. 4 Mons left. Okay. I don't know if I outspeed you. I'm just going to go for the Psychic. Does outspeed, gets the Leaf Blade off, so it is physical. think I'm actually just going to go out to Sharpedo here. Sharpedo. I always call it Sharpedo. And I don't outspeed. This is kind of bad. And the Stealth Rocks are up. I'm just going to go for Poison Jab. The two things I'm kind of afraid of still are Tyrantrum and Mantine. I don't particularly know what I'm going to do about Mantine. I guess it's really going to come down to Snorlax being able to take it out. So my opponent actually does switch. Goes out to Mantine. We get the poison. I'm okay with that. Now I do pack the crunch. I kind of want to go for waterfalls, but this thing will just eat up the waterfall damage, so I'm just going to go for crunches here. As we see, that does a huge amount of damage. My opponent goes for Scald, so they could get a burn. They don't, okay. So for sure we're going to be able to take this thing out, and that is a huge threat gone. And then we'll probably end up seeing Tyrantrum. And I kind of can't switch out because I don't have Protect on this set. So down goes Mantine. We have 3 Mons left, 2 of which I can hit for super effective damage. Like I said, we're probably going to see Tyrantrum here, which I'm okay with. For that, I'm just going to set up Stealth Rocks. Yep, so we see the Tyrantrum. I can go for neutral waterfall damage. Which we get the flinch. Okay. Definitely not good for my opponent in the hacks department, but I'm okay with this. Double flinch. Wow. I'm honestly impressed. Just gonna go for another waterfall. If we can take this thing out, we're pretty set. I don't Tyrantrum. I ended up marking out Gardevoir. I think we're in pretty good shape. The only thing I'm fearing is Virizion, which we do see. And my opponent does know that we have the Poison Jab, which I'm just going to go for right here. There's a huge chunk of damage, not enough to take it out. We're going to take a Leaf Blade. I kind of need to take this thing out in order to safely use my Snorlax. Because right now Snorlax cannot do anything to this thing. If my opponent has Stone Edge, we could be in pretty bad shape. My opponent could still win this. He's going to go for Moonblast. My opponent does make the switch. Okay. Kind of want to risk it. I'm going for a Quiver Dance. I'm risking it because another Moonblast will be able to take this thing out. and then it guarantees that I can attack Virizion. I really don't want to switch out and take unnecessary rocks damage, because I don't know what that Virizion has. Potentially could have Stone Edge. I get the Quiver Dance off, so we're going to get that special defense boost. Goes for Moonblast. Okay, so this could potentially... It takes us out. Okay. So is this a Specs Gardevoir? Just gonna go for that Body Slam. Now it's really gonna come down to if an Ice Shard from Donphan can take out Virizion, which I don't think it can. I would pretty much have to get rocks up. We're kind of in a good position because my opponent has to go for a close combat. And with Ice Shard on Donphan, lower defenses, I will definitely take it out. So I think I'm just going to let Snorlax go down here. I'm going to go for Fire Punch, just in case. My opponent does go for close combat, and that pretty much guarantees our victory. So saving Donphan in the back was really nice. I don't have any attack investment, so this could still go wrong, but super effective move. Donphan has pretty high natural attack. Go for that Ice Shard. Hopefully it's enough to take this thing out. It is, and we are good. So that was a super close battle. Donphan actually got to, spoilers if you haven't watched last battle, you should. But Donphan got to get that Ice Shard kill that he missed out on last week. So, but good game to my opponent. That was a great battle. They honestly could have won that had I not played my game well. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's pretty early in the morning. I just wanted to get this video out. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more Wi-Fi battles, and I will see you guys later.